If you're looking for an incredible deal on an HD truck, I found one. And shockingly, it has a lot of features on it you don't normally see on a work truck. I borrowed it from Seiner Chevrolet here in Salt Lake City. Unfortunately, this truck is sold. Let's go ahead and check out the window sticker so you guys can see options on this build. At the very top is the description with the colors. And then here's a short listing of the standard equipment. Be sure to pause. Now, base price for this truck is going to be $51,800, and this one does have a work truck safety package, so it gives you the front and rear parking sensors, blind zone alert, which is the blind spot monitoring basically, rear cross traffic alert, and this one does have the trailering mirrors heated, auto dimming. Also, convenience package was added to this one, spray and bed liner, 17-inch wheels. And it does have the machine aluminum style, 120 volt interior and cargo bed plugs. And then this one does have a $350 discount for the steel wheel solution, as they call it. Destination comes in at $1995 with a total price of $56,595. A lot of people have been asking me to do videos on work trucks because these trucks have gotten so expensive. So when you see a pickup in the HD segment for under 60 grand, that is really that sweet spot, right? Trying to get something under $60,000. But what do you get with that truck? That is the biggest question. Now on this one, you guys can see it has the halogen headlights. This truck was refreshed for 2024, and obviously that carries over to this truck. Now the headlights were carried over from 2023, but the grille design is different on this one. It also has a restyled lower bumper. This one does have the front parking sensors and recovery hooks, active grille shutters for aerodynamics. So this does have a lot of nice features. Just the fact that you have front parking sensors is a big deal. There was a time when you couldn't even get rear parking sensors on a truck like this. So here's a quick peek at the suspension. Chevy trucks are going to ride good because of this double wishbone independent front suspension. Here's that fabric liner on the front too, which is easy to clean out, especially for a work truck. You can just hit that with a power washer and it comes out pretty quickly. This one does have the specs for the powertrain right there. And here are the wheels and tires. So these are like an alloy. They say aluminum. It does have the Firestone Transforce. This is probably the first thing I would change if this was my truck, personally, especially if you plan on towing. These sidewalls are a little soft for me. LT 245 75 17. And then here is the capacity. It's kind of hard to read it, but it's right here. It's going to be 3,195 pounds at 80 psi. Code load range E. And then here's a side view of the truck. Crew cab configuration, and this one does have the 36-gallon fuel tank as well. Steps, I personally think the steps make the long beds look great. Now you guys did see on the mirrors, I kind of skipped over that. You have the reverse lights if you plan on towing a trailer at night. And it does have these accent lights that are for stationary usage, and it has the turn signal lights built in there as well. No smart key system, however, and no liner out back, but that is available, I believe, as an add-on even for the work truck. I know it is for the LTs, but for work truck I'm not 100% sure. Wax coating on the frame, and they do give you 5 leaves in that main pack there. And then out back, incandescent tail lights. They still provide a 4 and 7 pin rear parking sensors, and they have a lock for that spare tire. Class 5 hitch, and they have the reducer already in there. And then there's that spare tire. It's going to be a matching tire, but it's going to be a steely on that wheel right there. It's going to have a 373 rear, and it should be a locker too. Does it have an assisted tailgate? Sure does. Spray and bed liner. It also has the 400 watts of power. It doesn't have bed lights back here, but you do have the lights up top there, and long bed configuration. And here's a side view of this truck too. Ladies and gentlemen, let's all be honest for 1 second. Diesel engines are overrated. They are. All the emissions crap, DPF, SCR, and you have DEF, which you have to deal with, right? And if that DPF gets filled up, you gotta drive your truck for no reason, and it's gonna dump fuel in there to clean it. So why not just get the more simple, tried and true gas engine? This 6.6 liter gas V8, known as the L8T, is the truth. Has 401 horsepower, which I'm a little disappointed by. I was hoping maybe for 2025 they would have upped that, but yeah, it's okay. 401 comes on around 5,200 RPMs and has 464 pound-feet of torque, which is pretty impressive, which comes on around 4,000. All that power goes to a 10-speed stamp-approved Allison, and thank God for it, because the steps are closer and the gears are deeper, so it's gonna tow pretty darn good. As a matter of fact, for most buyers out there, this engine is more than enough to tow your trailer. I think if you're towing 10,000–12,000 pounds, this is up for that task for sure. Now, it does have a cast iron block, aluminum heads, crankshaft's gonna be forged steel, and billet steel camshaft, so it's pretty overbuilt as well. And the good news is it don't have cylinder deactivation like the Hemi. As far as the interior goes, you still have power windows, power door locks. Look at this. This is a work truck, right? This is a work truck. Power folding outside mirror. Now granted, I know it was an option, but hear me out. This is a nice truck for under $60,000. This one even has vinyl floors, which I prefer that in every truck. If I could option this in every truck I buy, I would, because carpet is overrated just like that diesel is. Now, you do have a manual seat, and I'm willing to bet you're not gonna have a telescoping steering wheel. Nope. So it is just tilt. But you still have automatic headlights, you have your bed lights there, you can dim down your analog gauges, and you do lose four-wheel drive auto, but it's okay, you still have four-wheel drive, and you have tow haul mode. Now, as far as the passenger side goes, great storage, and if you do want to use this truck for a bed camper, you have 1,904 pounds of capacity. All this is hard plastic. Now, here's one complaint I'm going to make. These seats need to go up and down. I don't understand why they don't give that to you. That is silly in my opinion. But check out the pattern for the seats. They look nice. I mean, back in like the 90s, I used to hate, even as a kid, I hated those patterns. As a kid, I didn't know any better, and I said, "Damn, this is ugly." But today, these look so much nicer. Now, you don't get any seat back pockets back here, but you still have a 60/40 bench. You don't have any storage below the seat, but you could put a nice little bin under here if you measure it out. You don't have that storage here. You don't have a sliding glass. You have defrost. Air vents are back here, and they still provide LED lights for the interior. Yeah. Remember, this truck's under 60 grand. This truck has push button start. That is so cool for a work truck. That's why when people complain about pricing, yes, these trucks are more expensive, but you get a lot more for the money too. They give you that sweep for the gauges. Now, this does have cruise control, and it does have an alert for pre-collision. It's not going to stop the truck, I don't believe. I don't think it will. Over here, 7-inch screen, but wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, so you still can put navigation on there, and you use Waze, you have that as well. A little bit of storage up there. Now, they still give you vanity, no lighting, however, but that's okay. Now, just below the screen, you have this home button. Now, this is touchscreen too, so you can click it there. You can also move things around on the screen. Cameras, so you just have a backup camera, and you have the lines to hook up to a trailer, and this works. I mean, I'm willing to bet you this screen probably will never go out. Willing to bet you, because they're pretty reliable at this point. It shows you the outside temperature, the time, single climate control, no heated seats unfortunately, but this is that lane keep assist alert. Also, parking sensors. You can drop tailgate, caution lights, traction control. Trailer brake, 2 USBs, 12 volt, 120 volt. On your center, storage, and you can pretty much have an extra person come. And this is lockable storage under the seat. So if you want to put your firearm down there, you have that option. The last thing I'll show you guys, they give you some decent information. So you have trip 1, trip 2, fuel range, timer, tire pressure, remaining oil life, air filter life, brake pad life, following distance, transmission fluid temperature, trailer brake, engine hours, and you can change the units of measurement too if you like, to metric. And that's it. Let's go and check out the payload. Gross axle weight rating out front is going to be 5,200 pounds. The rear is 6,390 pounds. 10,000 pound gross vehicle weight rating. If you get a higher trim level, they do change that to 10.8. So it will give you more payload. 17 by 7.5 wide wheels. Wish those were like 17 by 8, 17 by 9. We can put a meteor tire on there. And then right there, 2,804 pounds of payload. Curb weight's going to be 7,196 pounds. So this truck is still pretty heavy. And then you can tow up to 14,500 pounds conventionally and 15,790 pounds for gooseneck. Now those numbers probably look low because of the tires that are on the truck. As you heard earlier, those are 3,195 pounds. So my humble opinion is if you do need a truck like this for towing, get the tires that give you more capacity. So yes, 100%. Hope you guys liked the video. This is a nice Silverado 2500. I think that for the money, you probably can get this truck closer to 50 grand. I'm not really sure on the pricing on these. I don't really look them up honestly. And typically these are more for fleet, so they don't normally, you know, put these on the website for stock. But yeah, if you are in the market, be sure to reach out to the commercial department. Ask for one of those guys to give you some pricing on these if you need them for your business. They do a pretty good job here at Seiner. See you guys soon.